Spiritually Young here. I wanted to have a conversation um, about religion and spirituality. And I will say this up front, I did write some notes down, so if it looks like I'm reading periodically, it's because I am. I don't want to forget anything, so I like to write everything down. But I will ask that you please like and subscribe. Like the video and subscribe to my channel. That way, anytime I post a video, you will be notified and you can check me out and check out what I'm talking about and leave a comment and question or comments or questions and or both below. And before I get started, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate the support. Now, if you read the title of the video, it says No to Church, Yes to Spirituality and God. I'm going to start out by saying that I used to be that girl who drug her kids to church on um, Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Saturdays, and then Sundays as well. I was constantly in the church. I believe that going to church regularly meant that I was a good person. It meant that good things would happen to me and for me because I was attending church regularly. I was taking my children to church regularly. So I figured I was automatically set to be blessed because I was doing what I thought at the time was all of the right things. I've always been the girl who believed in other things as well. Magic, spirits, African spirituality. Over the years, I've struggled with all of that. The relationship between Christianity and African spirituality and all of that comes with that. And I'll do another video on that some other time. The more I pondered over the energy and the beauty of my relationship with God, and I realized that I could not turn away from God, but I could turn away from Christianity. I realized that I could set myself free and start doing something that I truly believed in. I don't want that to sound bad. I don't want anyone to say, okay, spiritually young doesn't believe in Christianity and she thinks it's bad. No, I do not think that Christianity is bad. What I do think is that it did not fit what's in here. Everyone needs something different in here. And for what I needed, Christianity wasn't feeding it. It wasn't feeding my soul. It wasn't feeding my spirit. It wasn't giving me what I needed. You know, um, God fits into my life like a puzzle piece, but Christianity does not. Okay, it I'm sure you. I'm always going to believe in God. God is in me, but Christianity is not. Um, that is Christianity isn't a religion that all of my African ancestors adapted to. You know, I know that many people think that if you're not Christian, you have no connection with God, but that is so far from the truth. I think that, we are all gods and goddesses. We all have a piece of God within us. You know, I think that even though I have moved away from Christianity and I still truly believe in God. I truly believe that we are all um, pieces of Him. You know, and I do believe that everyone has the right to choose what they wish to believe in. You know, you can have a healthy, strong relationship with God and not believe in organized religion. And that's where I'm at now. I still pray. Um, I've adapted some other things as well. I meditate on a regular basis. Um, I have a lot of other stuff going on. I've taken up tarot reading, which I gave up. I used to do that when I was younger, and I gave that up thinking that Christianity meant, or being Christian meant, that I couldn't deal with tarot cards or any type of African spirituality. Um, Now I will get into a little bit of what changed my beliefs. I At one point I dated a pastor. Yeah, me. I dated a pastor, and in that relationship I realized that all men are not called to the pulpit. You know, maybe 40, 50 years ago that was so. Or maybe it wasn't. I don't know what was going on then. I was a baby. But I do know that all men are not called to the pulpit. Some want to be um, pastors of a church because it benefits them. You know, women for some reason seem to flock. When I say flock, I mean flock to pastors, deacons, and a lot of men who are not called to the pulpit take full advantage of that. You know, they believe, okay, women are just throwing themselves at me. This is a benefit of being the pastor of a church, being a deacon of a church. And that's far from the way they should be thinking. But that's one of the reasons I started thinking, okay, what is this all about? You know, I had already been wavering for years between Christianity and just being spiritual and believing in God and having some other beliefs attached to that. And I believe the word is omnism. So, meaning belief in more than one religion. I'll have to look that up, make sure I got it right. You know, and after dating that pastor and realizing that maybe the church wasn't right for me, I ended up meeting another pastor, was courted by him for a while. And again, I realized that all men are not called to the pulpit. You know, again, you know, it was another situation to where I realized that um, just because a man is a pastor doesn't mean that he is godlike, doesn't mean that he has morals and standards. It just means that he stands up in the pulpit and preaches to his congregation, gives them all of this great advice that he doesn't take for himself. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some good pastors out there, okay? There are some pastors who are living what they preach, okay? I know that for a fact. There are some pastors out there who are living what they preach. But then you have a percentage of pastors who are not, which kind of makes them all look bad, you know, in my opinion. You know, a few bad apples just kind of makes a whole bushel of apples look rotten, right? You know, if you don't agree with me, please leave a comment below. You know, this is an open discussion. Another thing that kind of turned me away from Christianity was my relationship with Christians in the church. You know, while I was trying to be this 7-day Christian, you know, I'm not just Christian on Sunday. The other 6 days, I'm at home and I'm going, well, shit, Lord, forgive me. You know, I'm human. And I'm trying to help others, and you know, I'm being just draining myself trying to help other people out of bad situations, or you know, just helping other people when I really didn't have the time to help, but making the time to help and thinking that's what Christians do. you help people, not just on Sunday, but 7 days a week. And then I started looking around in the church and I thought, that's not what's going on here. You know, some of these people aren't even good on Sunday. Yeah, I remember a time when my daughter got baptized. I had just had a car wreck the week before. My car was totaled. Um, I didn't have a rental, and I had to get to the church. No one in the church offered to say, hey, I'll come pick you up on Sunday, give you a ride to the church so that you can witness your child being baptized. I made sure that my daughter got there, and I thought, okay, someone can come pick me up. So I'm texting people at the church, texting and texting. No one was responding. Finally, I got in touch with my cousin and I said, hey, I need a ride. And right after I spoke with her, someone from the church did contact me. She did pick me up, and but I could tell, you know, you can always tell when someone is doing something out of the kindness of their heart, and when someone is doing it and they're like, you're wasting my time. And that was her attitude. It was that she was giving me a ride, but she didn't really want to, type of vibe. And I thought, okay, here we go. So I get to the church, and and it was actually not the church that that I belonged to. We were doing the baptisms at someone else's church. So we get to the church, and I watch my baby getting baptized, and I'm so proud. She has accepted Christ as her Lord and Savior. So we prepared to leave church, and I realized that the church van had already been taken back. Everyone else had gotten together and figured out how they were going to get to where they were going to go after church, well, after the baptism. But no one said, hey, how are you and your daughter getting home? So we were literally standing on the church steps, and I'd asked a couple of people for a ride, and they both had told me, I wish I could, but I have this to do. I'm expected here, I'm expected there. And I thought, okay. So by this time, everyone knew that we needed a ride home. But me and my 9-year-old daughter are standing she was 8 at the time, standing at the top of the church steps, and everyone in the congregation got in their cars and left. So I ended up calling my cousin again, who by this time was out and about doing her thing, but she said, I would never leave you stranded. And she dropped what she was doing, just stopped, and came to pick up me and my daughter. And she did not go to church, wouldn't go to church. And I had been trying to convince her for months to come to church, trying to sell her on Christianity. And it was that day that I realized that going to church doesn't make you a good Christian, doesn't make you a good person. It's what you do out in the world that makes you a good person. It's what you do for others, how you service others in your community that makes you a good person, how you take care of your family, your friends, that makes you a good person. Going to church simply means that you're a churchgoer. Doesn't even mean that you're a good Christian. It just simply means that you're a churchgoer. It's what you do outside of those church walls that makes you a good person, a good Christian, just a good person spiritually. um, since I don't want to say denounce Christianity. That sounds so bad when someone says, I denounce Christianity. I don't want to say that, but when I decided that Christianity was not for me and that I wanted to be more of a spiritual being, I've had conversations with friends who are devout Christians who, have said, you don't want to go to hell. And I'm thinking, you know, my choice to not be a Christian is not going to send me to hell. What I do with my life, how I treat others, because I do still believe in heaven and hell. I do. I believe in and I'm still a little foggy on that one as well. I may do a video on that later. I believe in heaven and hell, and I also believe that there is like an outer realm, where um, our spirits, yeah, our spirits live. I do truly believe that our loved ones are all around us. I believe that they never truly leave us. There are a lot of things that happen in my house, and I go, okay, who's that? There are times when I feel a presence in my house, and no one living is here with me. So I know that it is someone, whoever is watching over me, whoever my spirit guides are, because yes, I believe in spirit guides, whoever my spirit guides are, one or all of them are with me. I can sometimes feel that presence. Um, but I have had conversations, long, in-depth conversations with devout Christians who are like, no, you're going to go to hell if you don't believe in Christianity. No, I believe in God. I do believe in God. I don't care what happens, and I'm always going to believe in God. I just have that in me. Uh, but not being a Christian doesn't mean that you're going to hell, doesn't mean that you're going to burn forever. Not being a Christian just means that you chose a different path. And this world is big enough for everyone to have their own path, for everyone to choose their own path. You don't have to be Christian. I will say this, now that I'm getting to know my spiritual self, I like me a lot better. I feel free to just be myself versus I'm a Christian, so I can't do that. I can't say that. I can't do this. I can't say that. Um, I like myself better because I'm more free to just be me, be who I want to be who I am, who I was meant to be. I'll do another video and get more into my spiritual journey later. That if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I'm into a lot of different things. But I am really into African spirituality. I do believe that Christianity was thrust upon our people when we were brought here, or when we were here in, you know. Anyway, I do believe that there is room for everyone to believe in whatever whatever their heart desires. Um, so I'm gonna leave it there. If you have any questions for me, please leave them below. Any comments on the video, please leave them below. But please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I thank you. Peace and blessings to everyone out there. Um, like and subscribe and give me a little interaction. Leave me a comment, leave me a question, let me know what you think about the video, let me know what you would like to see me do more of. Let me know what you would like to see me do less of. Constructive criticism is a beautiful thing. Okay, so peace and blessings, people. Peace and blessings.